that's what Walter wanted. He wanted to get in on what was really making the money, which was the products, the toys, the video games,
Yeah, but
all
you
that
didn't
stuff.
create that.
What you don't understand, right, is at that time particularly. Now, nowadays, you may have a little bit of an argument because they do use his face. He is on a lot of packaging. But, again, he doesn't have a case in a court of law. You may be able to make a humanities case against it, but Power Rangers is no longer owned by Hames Bond, so it doesn't matter. But the point is that here's a guy who came in with no experience, no acting experience whatsoever, shot to stardom within a year. Again, that he's talking about season 1 to season 2, folks. He's not talking about over like a 5-year period. He's talking about the next season he wanted to cut.
Not a dime. I mean, 1% of all the merchandise to each one of us. So you got, if that would have left him with 96%, but 1% of all the original actors, all the original Power Rangers, I mean, I would be a multimillionaire.
Here's my question. Why didn't he and the other actors get together and negotiate for that? That's what they did with Friends.
They did.
They all got together and negotiated and became the highest paid actors in television. So what happened? What you're saying they didn't try to negotiate?
They did.
Okay.
Millionaire, easily. I mean, like 1% of $1 billion is what? It's $1 million? And over 32 years, yeah, my family would definitely have generational wealth.
Million, but okay.
You know what I mean? Which is what we earned, but it is what it is.
I mean, you didn't earn it if you didn't sign a contract.
Still making toys that come out right now that'll have my face or something similar to my face based off my character. But look, I'm not. I try not to live being like hateful about that situation. It is what it is. It's been 32 years. I've learned to deal with what it is, and
listen. I'm not saying I don't hear his point. Okay,
there's a big part of the story that you need to hear.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm going to play a clip from the Dark Side of the Power Rangers Hollywood Demon special that was on Investigation Discovery, discussing exactly what you're talking about, Kush. Again, fair use.
We had to do a presentation to the Fox affiliates. The owners of all of the stations, they all came. Rupert Murdoch came.
These are all the producers of the Power Rangers.
They brought out the Power Rangers. And then Twee went up to the microphone and started reading the speech.
And then she went off script and said something along the lines of, we're up here giving you a show, and maybe you should be up here giving us a show because we're bringing all the ratings.
How rotten Fox was for not paying them more money and how they deserved more money and this and that.
So this asshole, what happened was, as he tells it, they all did get together and they did discuss wages. There were 6 of them in the original. Jason David Frank, Austin St. John, Amy Jo Johnson, Twee Trang, David Yost, and Mr. Jones here. According to Walter and Austin St. John, the Red Ranger, they had all 6 agreed that they were going to stand up and ask for better wages. Now, at this time, they would go on to cite that they are across the country and all this stuff. You guys are in costumes. Okay? You have to start really asking yourself, what is more iconic? The person under the mask? Is Batman more popular than Bruce Wayne? Do you go to a movie to see Batman or do you go to a movie to see Bruce Wayne? Of course, don't cop out and say both.
Well,
you go to a movie
that's
to see
completely
Batman.
different situation. When I do go to see the actor playing both. But when I'm watching Power Rangers, this is not an actor-heavy show.
No, the point is he's being a dick.
Yeah.
This guy instead of having the balls to do it himself, sent up Twee Trang, the Yellow Ranger, who
Also a little racist.
completely fell apart. I'll explain that in a moment.
And the station owners were just looking like, what is this?
Made her look like a fool.
When it was over, she walked backstage and she just ran to me
Walter and
grabbed me
Austin
started
St.
crying,
John
and she said, "What
goaded
did I do?
Twee
Oh my
Trang
God,
into
what'd I do?"
doing this.
And then she regretted it instantly, and it was kind of too late. You cannot bully Saban. You cannot. If that's your tactic, you're going to be screwed.
So again, she was the sacrificial lamb.
So they put
so
her
this
up
guy,
to try
yes,
and get big,
right.
better
They
wages.
talked her up to it. They said, "Go out there. You're the Yellow Ranger." I don't know what was said, but the point was, she didn't want to do it. She regretted it immediately, and it pretty much sealed their fates. Okay, now there was the movie coming up, the 1995 film, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie film. They didn't know what was going to happen with that. Walter talks about that.
Probably would have went SAG, which is what it should have been, and maybe we got a percentage of the merchandise. I don't know, but we definitely would have been living a lot better than we were after. You know, they continued on without us. So it is what it is.
They went on without you because you proved to be a pain in the ass, and you are
Well,
incredibly replaceable.
That's it. When you are playing a masked superhero in like light TV, you're replaceable. Anybody can play you.
Exactly.
Anybody can play you.
Exactly right. And again,
It's funny because I know I'm friends with the actors that came and that ended up getting the parts after we walked away. And
yeah, he's friends with them until he goes on a podcast and starts running his mouth.
man, for them, it was like, can you imagine being an actor who watched the Power Rangers and then you audition to be a Power Ranger and you find out that you are the new Power Rangers on the TV show and you're doing the movie in about a month? It's like, they didn't earn that. You know, that wasn't their movie. That was a movie we earned that we built a following for.
That's what people need to band together.
How the fuck do you earn a movie?
Listen, I'm not saying that he didn't deserve more than what he got. Okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. However, $1,200 an episode for a major TV show is crap.
But again,
however,
let me just put this in perspective.
That's
for
what you signed
You're talking
on
about
for.
1% of merchant. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that makes no sense. If the merchandise carries your likeness,
why would you do this?
Yes.
No.
But it doesn't carry your likeness. It's just a black Power Ranger,
listen,
like in the black suit, I mean.
Walter Jones is not the Black Ranger. Zach whatever is the Black Ranger. And he signed that fucking contract. So that likeness and what he looks like as that Power Ranger do not belong to him.
Not anymore, at least.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, this is like, listen,
this
dude.
is a butthurt
I'm
dude
sorry.
over 35 years that's still butthurt about it.
I'm
now
sorry.
Dragging everything
You
else through
signed
the
on to a new show with a horrible contract, and you had a bad agent, and you didn't negotiate.
If that wasn't,
I'm sorry.
If
cut
that's
your
not
losses.
bad enough, he says that his replacement actors didn't earn it. Now, if you know about the Power Rangers, you know that his replacement was Johnny Young Bosch. This is one of the most, if not the most famous anime voice actors in the world today.
Yeah.
Award-winning, skilled martial artist, busted his ass on that show. And you're going to sit here and tell me that he didn't earn that spot?
And they did the movie. Apparently, they were supposed to do 3 to 6 more of them, and they never did another one like that because it didn't have the same hit. They took a hit.
Wrong. The movie was extremely successful. That has been proven over multiple occasions. That's what this guy always tries to do. He always tries to downplay the success of the film.
Has he done anything since this?
I'll
he
check.
did a couple of shows after this, and I think he's done a rap album recently, but nothing like, what he could have done. Let's hear some more.
He should have, they should have just made it fair for everybody, and then, who knows?
It was
the movie
fair.
would have done a lot better, I'm sure.
The movie would have done better if you would have put fucking bums in the Power Ranger outfits. That's not why people were coming to the movies.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Okay.
but the Power Rangers is not an acting heavy
I mean, I'm
show.
telling you, that's what I'm
not.
saying.
You're not there to watch the acting. You're there to watch
acting
the
like you're
effects.
playing Shakespeare. Over
Right, like the people who created
here. You're not
that
even
show.
doing the. I mean, he is a martial artist, and I respect Walter Jones for that. But let's face it. He did very little martial arts in the show outside of fighting some putties and maybe doing his little hip-hop keto shit that he would do in the show. Outside of that, he wasn't sweating his balls off in Japan in that costume, So again, this to me, I lost a lot of respect for Walter. Just sounds like an entitled guy. And he knows all this stuff, people. He knows everything that I'm saying. And he knows it's a fact. So don't let him fool you into being like, I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Like, what's the point of him doing this? Does he think he's going to get acting roles off of this? Does he think he's going to get retroactive wages?
He thinks he's going to get pity from people who have acting roles maybe available. And maybe, let's give him his shot.
And I remember as a kid, watching that.
I can't believe he's not there no more. It hurt a lot of people.
No, it didn't. Nobody barely fucking noticed. If we're being honest, there was maybe one or two episodes I was like, oh man, they're not there anymore, and then I was over it. You know why? Because it's Power Rangers. Okay. Jeez.
It devastated a lot of kids. But,
no, it didn't.
What's he
Those are
saying
members that
devastated a
left
lot
the
of
show.
kids?
That he was fired. Him and the Yellow Ranger Twee Trang and the Red Ranger Austin St. John decided to walk.
Are they the three that wanted a percentage of the toy sales?
Yes.
And who were they replaced with?
Steve Cardenas, Catherine Sutherland, and Johnny Young Bosch as the I'm sorry, not Catherine Sutherland. Karen Ashley, Johnny Young Bosch, and Steve Cardenas replaced them as the Black, Yellow, and Red Ranger, respectively.
So they chose to walk because they weren't getting a percentage of the toy sales. They weren't fired. Is that correct? Or they were fired?
No, they were fired.
Because they were making a stink about it. Well, I mean, okay, I
Who
don't
left
know.
was the Red Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and
I'm
myself.
gonna say this.
So it was Austin, Twee Trang,
Yeah.
Austin St. John,
His
Twee Trang,
remark
and
about
myself.
their not making another movie. They made 4 other Power Ranger movies.
Who stayed was the Blue Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the Green Ranger. So that was Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, and David Yost. And they had the
Now, because I guarantee you, those three were like, y'all are fucking crazy. No, we're not doing that.
Wait, well, they're not doing what?
That's what he's saying. They all 6 joined, is what he says.
Uh-huh.
That they all 6 agreed they were going to hold out, just walk off set.
To get more wages.
Right. Whatever.
Not a
whatever
percentage
form
of the
that
toy
took.
sales, but they were getting more wages per episode. That's what they were
Again,
wanting.
that's what he was wanting, was a percentage of the toy sales.
I mean, that's bullshit.
Never
Okay.
gonna happen.
Now, however, I
gonna
am
happen.
fully supportive of you negotiating higher wages per episode.
No.
But the toy sales, come on, it's not your likeness. Okay.
We'll have to cut this clip into parts.
He did get to return for Power Rangers Once and Always in 2023.
Yeah, then he comes back, and it's like, we're cool. If you let me use this property and make this movie, no problem.
These people have a lot of drama. That's all I'm going to say.
I tell you what, Look,
You know, like,
here's
get
what
a better
this is.
agent. You could
There
go
you
find some
Thank
other
you very much.
other
You
acting
did
work.
not look. I'm sorry. That's Hollywood. You did not take advantage of the opportunities that were afforded you, and that is why you don't. You're not entitled to generational wealth just because you were part of something popular. I mean, that is unheard of. Any fictional character getting a percentage of toy sales. That's not how this works. That's not how the game works. Mark fucking Hamill only recently got a percentage of his likeness for the toy sales. That's Luke Skywalker, people.
Yeah, you're an actor, not a model. But so
Fucking guy.
why did 3 of them not stand with the other 3 in the negotiation?
Because they probably had good agents that said, dude, that's never going to happen.
Well, because Amy
You're
Jo
easily
Johnson got all
replaceable.
kinds of work.
The 3 that didn't go
She
ended
was
up
on
being
Felicity.
something. Right.
I liked her on Felicity.
The 3 that ended up staying went on to do other things, except for David Yost, who had some problems on set. That's all well known and documented. But
again, they were negotiating for a percentage of the toy sales, not
Correct.
for higher wages.
Correct. Well, see, it gets very convoluted because he changes his story. First it was we wanted SAG wages. Then it was
Well,
we
why
wanted
were
a
you
percent
not
of the
a
toy
union
sales.
actor? You
Because
can join
he
SAG.
did because again, it wasn't a SAG project. It wasn't a SAG
Was
project.
he a SAG actor?
No.
Well, then I'm sorry. If you didn't join the union and pay your dues, you don't get the benefits of the union. That's how unions work, right? I mean, I'm just saying. That's why you have to be in the union.
Look, Walter, if you're listening, I think you
Listen,
have-
there's no hate, Walter. I support people
Look,
trying to get bigger wages, but
No, fuck that. No.
no, I always support that. Fuck the man.
Hold up. No.
You get paid more.
This right here is
However-
not that. This is sour grapes. This is butthurt. This is just, bitching to anybody that will listen about a show that took place 35 years ago. You didn't get your generational wealth for your family because you didn't earn it, and you're mad about it. And you want to talk to anybody that will listen. That's exactly
you're
what
not
this is.
gonna get it by doing this.
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
the next best thing. Let's make some viral shit about it. And this is going viral. That's why I'm talking about it.
Well, you're giving him his wages, Zip.
Well, I wanted to make sure that he knew how I felt about it.
Well,
because
I'm sure he knows.
here's the thing. I know that him and Austin St. John did Tai Trang dirty. And they sent her up there to that mic, and they sunk her on purpose because they thought they would be easy on her. They thought that it would not affect her in the way that it would affect them. They came back
Yeah, that's crappy.
several years later. A couple of years ago, actually, him and Austin St. John did a fanward video, which, by the way, is a paywall video, in case you're wondering, meaning you have to pay to watch it. Thanks a lot, fans, right? They claim that all 6 of them had agreed to this and that the 3 backed out at the last minute.
I mean, that
Bullshit.
could be possible.
Bullshit. If you've ever seen or heard Austin St. John, you know that guy thinks he's greater than sliced bread. He is so fucking cocky. He thinks he made that show. He thinks that show's success is all because of him.
Why does nobody ever give credit to the Japanese?
He
Because
hates-
they're the ones who created
I
the
mean,
show.
again, pot calling kettle black, right?
Okay.
That's why he hated Jason David Frank, because Jason came in and showed him that he wasn't the shit, that show could get on without him, that he didn't have to be the leader, and he got butthurt about it.
You're so dramatic.
Well, I mean, again, this is a show that was a cultural phenomenon, and I don't like people speaking bad about it.
No, I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about the actors have the
And especially-
most drama of
And especially
any
like
show.
a guy like this who literally, it's not like it was ER or fucking Law and Order,
Right, character based. It wasn't character based.
You know, it's not like it was fucking a show that actually had a cultural impact of that kind of significance. Now, he had a show after Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Disney Channel that didn't do well. What did he do?
Now I'm gonna say this: every actor, in my opinion, every major actor in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers went off to do something except him.
I mean, yeah.
This
Were
guy's just
they
butthurt, man.
like superstars? No. But
But again, if you, and I understand you leaning back into that role, that's fine, but use it as leverage to get something else. Move forward.
Here's the thing. This is not uncommon for no-name actors to take a no-name show, get paid shit. I mean, that's the story of Hollywood. That's every show. You know, if you want better wages, then you need a better agent and you need better acting chops.
I'm gonna
you
say
know?
this:
Yeah.
Jason David Frank went on to be in almost every single Power Ranger show that came on.
And
after
that burned their ass so bad that he got so much press and they didn't. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. But probably going to have to chop this up into parts.
Oh, this is going to be the greatest. If you did a full
Yeah.
clip, this would be great.
You just do
I mean,
part
we're
one,
at
part two.
Yeah, we'll do something. But anyway, let us know what you think of Walter Jones' comments. I will make sure that I put a link to the Art of Dialogue podcast in my description. An incredible interview. Again, just not very accurate to what we've already been told, and that was the issue. Make sure you like the video, comment below, hit the bell so you know when we go live. We'll see you in the next one.